everyone, I'm Kathryn DeSinaasappelen and welcome to Book Dissect, where I take the best and worst from books to help you be a better writer. This week we're dissecting Happy, Not Tortured by Céline Terranova, a mental health guide for artists and creative people. Now, I reviewed Céline's last book, The Part-Time Artist, which I adored, which is why I got this book, even though when it comes to mental health, I'm good. But I actually think if you are somebody who just deals with mental health issues, this would be a beginner's guide to help you with it. But as Céline even had in her book, important disclaimer, this book is not a replacement for antidepressants or professional therapy. So I'm putting that in this video that if there is something wrong, seek professional help. Don't just get a book. That's out of the way, let's talk about the book. For those of you who don't know Céline at all, she used to be a scientist. You can tell by her book because one of the things that I particularly like about hers is she does nonfiction self-help. And not always, but sometimes when you look in books, they tend to be wishy-washy in that there are a lot of opinions offered, but there isn't much research to back up their opinions. And when it comes to opinions, what works for you may not work for others, but if your opinion is based on research, it gives more validity to it. And that's what I love about her books, is that she offers her opinion, she offers where she got it in terms of research, which is always cited, and that's not something I'm used to when it comes to self-help nonfiction, and I love that about her. Also, one of the positive side effects about her books is whenever I go into them, I think, I'm good, I don't actually need to use this book. I had that same experience with The Part-Time Artist because that's something that I've been doing for a couple years now. And even with this book, after I read it, I was like, oh no, there's actually some useful tips that I can take away and it will add and improve to my life. So round of applause for her, because I think that's really difficult. Because if you have somebody who's doing something and you can still provide them with helpful information, you're a good writer. Right, now when it comes to this book, I am going to give a little sad thing disclaimer, if you want to call it, is that this book is very technical. So there's lots of just dry information, and yeah, sometimes it was pulling teeth getting through the technical jargon, but what I will say is that if you're somebody that wants to write a self-help nonfiction book, this is a good book to look into and research because all this dry information was broken up in a way that made it more manageable. For example, there's a whole chapter on bad health diets, and she goes over each bad habit. You sort of need to go through and identify them if you want to be able to curb your bad habits. But that can be a little dry since you have to know what the habit is, what does it mean, how can it present itself. She lists a lot of them and you need it in the book. There's no way that you could cut it. For example, you have grudges. Then you have a little quote. Then you have some personal experiences, what grudges look like, and then you have the little habit checklist, which is in correspondent with free online research that she offers that is a companion for this book, and then you start it over. And these little breaks make this more manageable to read, because if you would get rid of the little title, the little quote, it's just blocks of technical text. That's my only be prepared. It's not bad. I think the way that she broke it up was genius. If I ever write a self-help book, I'm probably going to try and emulate this, because there were moments where it's like, oh wow, this is a lot of technical information, but it's broken up in a manageable way. Overall, I love the book, and even though mental health isn't something that I struggle with on a daily basis, I would say that a lot of the things offered I liked. Particularly, I was looking into comparisons, cynicism, and seriousness, and then she made a point of making things personal and focusing on internal versus focusing on the external, and those were just some of the things that when I compared to myself, I thought I can do better, and it still helped me. I wasn't expecting it to, but it did. It's an enjoyable book. I like it. Céline is an amazing author. Yeah, get this book. Also get her first book, The Part-Time Artist. I know I probably shouldn't pick favorites, but I did enjoy The Part-Time Artist a bit more, only because I think that it applies to me better than mental health. But that's just me. Either way, get either book. They're both amazing. I'll leave links in the description below. That's what I have for you guys this week. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down. The mighty algorithm doesn't care as long as you interact with this video. Yeah, also hit the subscribe button. Like 70% of you watch my videos and don't subscribe. I know that because of analytics, so why don't you want to subscribe to my channel? We can be friends or enemies. I'm open to either option or other if you want. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Toot scenes, my apple scenes. All these passing cars.